Hundreds of Kansas business leaders gather in downtown Wichita to take a look at the Kansas economy. It comes as Wichita State releases its 2024 outlook for the state. 12 News reporter Max Dutton joins us from Century 2, giving us a look at the new data they'll be discussing today. Good morning, Max.
Hey, good morning, Felicia. This booklet has pages of data with over 50 experts across the state, so there's a lot to analyze. But the big takeaways are the Kansas economy and the Wichita economy are expanding faster than their natural rate of growth. Now, more data to analyze. This year's survey also showing how the state has recovered from the pandemic. The unemployment rate is expected to drop nearly 2.6% by the end of this year, and the average income in Kansas is up by more than $1,000 by 2022 to roughly $59,000. However, Northwest and Southwest Kansas are seeing a steady decline in population, while the Kansas City region is quickly growing. Jeremy Hill, the director of the Kansas Economic Conference, explains why he thinks overall Kansas will have population growth in the future.
Side that will have more net in-migration. There's more labor opportunity here, and those wages are going to be more competitive in the future. Our home prices are still very cheap on the national economy, so it's very attractive to someone to move to Kansas, any part of the state, to be honest with you, find a great job, get an upward mobility in their career.
Now, Hill does note that Kansas wages are raising for this year. 91% of businesses said they raised wages for their workers this year, and about 2/3 of them expect to continue to do that in 2024. Felicia.